Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Capricorn for July 2022. Hello there, Capricorn. So we are in the month of July, so we're in the season, the zodiac sign of Cancer, which is your polar opposite. The element is water, so the theme will be emotions. And you're in your 7th house, which is the house of relationships. So expect the focus to be on all kinds of relationships in your life for the next 4 weeks. We're now at the 23rd of July. So let's see. And we have the 3 of Cups as the energy. So the 3 of Cups can mean celebrations, enjoying oneself, getting out there, being very social. Can mean pregnancy as well. It also, depending on the other cards in the spread, can mean there's 3 people in a relationship. And because we are focusing on relationships, that will, if that comes up, that comes up. So whichever aspects of the 3 of Cups come up for you, we'll just see. Okay, but it's a nice card. It's a happy card, it's a social card, so it should be a happy time with relationships, remember that. So where you are right now, Capricorn, and we have fear for fear's sake, or free-floating anxiety. Lack of sleep also is indicated by this card. So the solution to this is to try not to worry about things, because the worry really is nothing. It's just a conjuring up of the brain of things, multitudes, sometimes multitudes of could be problems, would be potential problems, which don't actually manifest, but they can sit there in the powerful brain and create all sorts of scenarios. So try to get to the root of that by doing something physical, just doing anything to keep that mind quiet and stop worrying about things that there's no cause for worry for, especially with relationships perhaps too. Let's see what's influenced that into being, and indeed will influence the whole of your reading for this next 4 weeks. And we have the Ace of Cups, so the yes, the Ace of Cups. So once again, it's very much a relationship card. So there may have been a reconnection with well, obviously there is a reconnection with somebody, which is going to resonate throughout this next 4 weeks, but also it could be a reconnection with your existing relationship. But this is very much the soulmate card. So every now and again, and especially in the house of relationships, this comes into focus. So it can be those issues as well of just reconnecting with your partner, or with the relationships that you have that are meaningful to you in your life. Or there again too, relationships of somebody who hasn't been around for a while but then suddenly presents themselves, and so that reconnection occurs. But it's a beautiful card, and it's in a nice aspect of influencing the whole spread. Let's have a look and see what was going on in May, June. And we had Temperance, so divine timing. So everything being exactly how it should in terms of where you are at the moment. And especially if you're waiting upon things, or waiting on to the time to be right for anything in your life, could it be anything at all in your life, this card is really a bearer of good news, because it sort of it states to you that the time is now right to do whatever it is you want to get done. You may have been waiting for this to happen and you came up against dead ends, and that literally means in the whole universal spectrum it wasn't the right time. However, you've got the right time sitting still and still having influence at the top of your reading there. So that's a really nice card to have. It's a card for Sagittarius, so it's very much about far horizons, a lot of spiritual energy, a lot of connective energy with spiritual pursuits and with people that, you know, you like-minded souls, more or less. Okay, really nice card there. Recent influences, and we have the Lovers. So once again, relationships come very much into the fore. So the Lovers is very much a very major card that talks about, you know, what's going to happen with this relationship. How is it going? And it's a big question, big decision to make about relationships as well. Do you commit or do you not commit? If you are, unfortunately, or you have met somebody that you just connect with and you're already with somebody else, which often happens in life, then it's about, you know, this maybe will really sort of stir up your feelings about, okay, well, what is my present relationship like? What does this new or this reconnection mean to me? So it's a big question. It's a big question, Capricorn. So you need to think long and hard, or really be very careful about this Lovers card, especially if this is the case, that this new person or this reconnect has come back in and it's got you thinking about the state of your present relationship, if you have one. And conversely, if you don't, well, this card, it could have you thinking about, okay, you know, do I want one? Do I want a relationship with this person? Very interesting. So let's see what the lesson is you'll be learning, Capricorn. And we have the Ace of Wands, so very much forward-moving energy, lots of energy there, lots and lots, an abundance, actually, of energy. So you've got two aces, Capricorn, side by side, so literally things are going to really take off at speed this month, so just be ready for that. It's a connection card as well. It can be for some of you, it can be for the younger ones, it can be fertility, indeed, and this can be conception as well, I forgot to mention. So that's a wonderful thing if the younger ones were worrying or thinking about, you know, having a third person in their relationship or expanding their family. Very nice card, but it's a great card, the Ace of Wands, just to get things moving and things actually moving along that perhaps you've been waiting for a while for things to really sort of take off. Well, this is your card and this is the lesson and this is the time to do it in this next 4 weeks. Near future, so let's look at the first week, say, of July. And we have the Sun. So the Sun comes in there, Capricorn, and it is the big illuminator. So it shines its very bright light directly on everything. So you can see everything. It's like a big microscope, really, with a light behind it. So literally all the flaws, everything is there to be seen when the Sun comes in. It's also very much a yes answer card. So if you're wanting a yes answer to your question, the answer is yes. It's a very nice health card as well, to sort of just let you know that things are going well. The Sun is, and if there is any ill health, this card will shine a light on it and expose it for what it is. So it's an exposure card as well as a very much a healing card. What's happening that you're not realising? So what's the Sun going to shine on, I wonder, here? Okay, decisions to make with the Two of Wands. So you can go towards the known, which is the Sun indeed. We can see everything there. Or you can go, the other path for you is the Moon. And as we know, the Moon sort of hides things. So not everything is visible when we have the Moon around. But the thing is, for you, there is a big decision to be made. And it's Wands too, so you want to be moving forward. So it's very much, as you can see with the Wands here and the Sun, it's very much a month or 4 weeks of forward moving action energy. It's just up to you to do the work. Okay, let's see how others see you, Capricorn. And we have the end of a cycle coming in. So something is coming to an end. a natural end, not a forced end. It's just the way it is. This is the last card of the major cards, and then a new cycle will start thereafter. So people are seeing this, other people are seeing you as this, as tying up the loose ends, and whatever that can cover. Relationships, obviously it's the focus, but all sorts of aspects of your day-to-day life as well. Let's have a look at what you're feeling positive about. The Hermit. So just standing back and having a good, just watching, observing. Maybe not. And I think here, because it's quite interesting, you've got all this stuff coming through. So maybe just stand out and watch for a little bit. Be wise. Of course, decisions to make, but the Hermit always says to us, err on the side of caution. Just stand back, leave it for a month, leave it and see what transpires over this month, and then make your decision with the Hermit. So the Hermit's very wise, and he just stands back and he doesn't act at the moment. It's not the time to act. So there you go. It's more a time of observance and just just taking everything in and just looking at everything exactly how it is under this microscope, if you like, before making these big decisions. The outcome. And we have the Seven of Swords. So, yeah, a bit of deception coming through and a bit of jealousy there coming in at the end. So this is why it's very wise to take this advice of the Hermit. Do not make any decision just yet. Just use this next 4 weeks to examine your ships altogether and see what's going on, because at the end there could be a bit of sticky business going on with the Seven of Swords. It may be, as we said in the beginning, it may be that there's 3 in the relationship. There may be somebody else to consider in this connection that you have in relationships this month. Maybe it isn't that at all, but you know individually what this means to you. But definitely be quite careful with the Seven of Swords, because it does sort of have strong connotations of jealousy and deceit. Right, let's see the message. An interesting month for you, Capricorn. The message is pure concentration. Thought is energy. Active thought is active energy. Concentrated thought is concentrated energy. Thought concentrated on a definite purpose becomes purpose. On a definite purpose, becomes power. So really focus and concentrate on these relationships this next 4 weeks, Capricorn. Err on the side of caution, and we'll talk again in 1 month's time. Thank you very much for listening.